How y'all feeling out there? How y'all feeling out there? Get a little closer to me. Get a little closer with your boy. That's right. The one and only Michael Walton in the building. What's happening? What's happening? What's going on? Took a few days off, man. Had some business going on. Had to get some things correct in my life. So I'm here tonight. I'm gonna give y'all 30 minutes real quick. You know what I'm saying? It's been great, man. I got on the pink. Got my pink on, man. We gonna salute. I want my pink on Saturdays, man. That's a salute to Breast Cancer Awareness Month, October. Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October. So we're gonna salute to all the breast cancer survivors. We're gonna do our respects to the ones that we have lost to breast cancer, man. I've lost a few friends, a few close people to me, and my friends have lost some people that's close to them. So shout out to all my survivors. It was a big walk today in Chicago. I seen that. I want to give out a big respect to all of everybody that's ever survived breast cancer. Much respect in my heart, in my prayers, my thoughts. I continue that you can continue to pray for you to live a healthy and productive life. You know what I mean? So that's out to that to all happy birthday to all the Libras. All the Libras. Today is Heather's birthday. Heather Clemens. What's up, Heather? What's up with the young lady? A couple of people. D Rose's birthday was yesterday. Today is Bernie Mac's birthday. Rest in peace. Libras. A lot of Libras here. This weekend birthday. Shout out to all the Libras whose birthday it is. Libra season. We got to keep that going. Shout out to just everybody that's doing well, man. It's a few things that really touched my soul this week, especially in Chicago. They showed a video with some kids with some guns on the street, man. That really touched my soul, man. Like, man, don't nobody care about the kids no more. They had their mask on their face, man. They talking about they poo shiesty. They was talking to actually a grown man that was in a car. And my thing is, the grown men, when they see these kids in dire straight modes like that, because that's a dire straight mode, you know what I mean? They tell me they got guns, they tell me they tell me the guys down the street, and they 11, 12 years old. None of them was over 12 years old, man, and they really like that. I've seen that story before, man. His name was Robert Yummy Sandifer. And he was from the Wild Hunters, man, and he was from like 111. He had shot a little girl who was 15 years old, who was about to be a freshman at Quarters High School. Her name was Siobhan Dean, and he shot her. She had just graduated from 8th grade, and he was 11 years old. And I used to see him at Ada Park on Sunday mornings playing basketball. We used to go up there to play basketball, and they got two teenagers to kill him, woke him up under the bridge over there on 107th and Cottage Grove. These are all facts now, you know what I mean? Even though this was 30 years ago, it's still a hunting thing that's in my mind. It still hunts me that they did this to this kid, you know. I remember the boy's name was Hardaway. There was two brothers. One of them name was Craig, and I just will never forget how the city felt at that time, you know what I mean? It touched me to the point where I actually went to the wake for this little boy, man, because he was a kid. He was 11 years old. Think about what you were doing when you was 11 years old. 11 years old, I wasn't thinking about carrying a gun or shooting nobody. It was 1981. In 1981, I was just thinking about what I was doing in 1981. It wasn't, my mind was never nowhere in that space to be like that, you know what I mean? I was still upset in the summer of 1981 about DePaul losing, Mark White and them losing to St. Joe's, and, you know, things of that nature. I was still upset, man, about the 49ers beating the Cowboys and going and winning the Super Bowl. You know, those things. My mind was more so on sports. I wasn't even in the, you know, girls like that back then. You know, we used to hit the little girls on the booty or whatever, but we wasn't like that. And to see these kids now, and it's a large group of kids. It's all the youth like that now, man. And I think I put a question up the other day on Facebook about who is really behind this type of stuff with the youth and the kids, man. Like who really is hurting the kids like that. I say it's the men. The men are doing this. The adults are messing us up. You know what I mean? The men got to stand up and be men. They got to go to work. They got to pull their pants up. They got to put down a bottle. They got to put down a weed. They got to quit trying to be rappers at 40 years old. They got to go get those kids, get that youth and move the youth into the right way. You know what I mean? Whenever you James Evans. That's why James Evans was so important in the black community. You know what I'm saying? Because he took care of his family, even though he didn't have much. You know what I mean? That's what the song's about. Scratching and surviving, good times. Temporary layoffs, good times. You know what I mean? You still had that we still find a sense of humor somewhere in the house. We still found a way how to be somebody, some way in the community. You know what I mean? James had his son painting. He was an artiste. You know what I mean? Thelma was there. She was trying to do her best. She became a dancer. You know what I mean? That came on later once they killed James off. But you know what I mean? It was just, we need that man to stand up, and we need that relationship in the house. You can see a house being torn apart. You know, when a man isn't in the house, it's always, the young lady gonna always be loud and raunchy. She always have an attitude. The man is there to bring structure and to bring discipline and calmness down. You know what I mean? So I really think us as black men, we got to step up and get our communities back, for real. It ain't on the president, it ain't on the governor, it ain't on the mayor. It's on the black man to get his own family back into the house. Get his family back together and have him in the house. You know what I'm saying? You got to start sitting down, eating dinner together, going over our days together. You know, we don't have that no more. You know, and that really bothers me. You know what I mean? So if you don't have that, you're gonna have more guys like my man down in Atlanta, Brandon Dillard. My man faking to be a dentist. He was putting in veneers in people's teeth, and he wasn't even licensed to be a dentist. They said he was one of the best guys in the state of Georgia, in the city of Atlanta, and he couldn't, you know what I'm saying? He said he named his place A-List Smiles, but he was like a scammer, you know what I mean? And that was just terrible, man. He was installing veneers. How you let somebody go in your mouth? You gotta get put to sleep. You need the same thing that Michael Jackson died from. You need what they call it when they put you to sleep. Damn, I can't even think of the word right now. But you need to be put to sleep. You need that to get you up. You know what I mean? You got to get the right stuff in you. You got to be right. You know what I mean? Damn, I can't think of the word, man. Anesthesia. You need anesthesia in you. You need an anesthesiologist to take care of you to get you right. So if you don't have that, I mean, you gotta look for people licensed on the wall. You know what I mean? This is you gotta look for they certifications on the wall. This is not, they not pumping gas. They're not putting on no brakes. They going in your mouth. They putting you to sleep. They putting gas in you. You know what I mean? You gotta worry about these type of things. You just can't, because you got the money and you can shake your ass somewhere for a little time, and you can't just go get, I'm gonna give me some new teeth because I want to look good. You know what I mean? I mean, you just as thirsty and dumb as the next person if you're gonna do that. You know what I mean? So that's so upsetting to me. You know what I mean? And it's only gonna get worse, man. Because some news went down yesterday in Chicago. The whole CPS school board resigned. The whole top, everybody at the top of the board, CPS school board, they resigned. You know what I mean? So it's a fight now in Chicago with the mayor and the CPS, because they wanna he come from he come from CPS. He used to be doing that. Brandon Johnson used to be in the CPS. He used to be on the teachers line in the teachers union. You know what I mean? So now it's a big fight there. You know what I mean? And who's losing at the end? The kids again. So man, it's bad for the children of Chicago, the children all around the country, man. Don't nobody give a fuck no more. You know what I mean? Everybody's for themselves. You know, it's not like when we was growing up and we were getting good information. We was getting. I was a bad kid. I was a silly kid in the back. You know what I mean? I'll tell y'all a story one time. One time, man, we were in the back singing the Double Dutch Bus. I promise you. We was on that back row singing the Double Dutch Bus, and the teacher just said, hey, everybody on that back row, Michael Walton, Philip Philanda Frazier, y'all back there doing all that singing, all them songs like that. Y'all keep making all that noise back there, singing them rap songs, all that boopity bop stuff. I'm gonna start reading up them reading scores. So you know you get embarrassed about what your reading score was. So you know people been lying about what they reading score was or whatever. And the teacher said she was gonna read out the reading school. And man, we got so quiet back there. So it was about an hour and a half later. She was like, "Mom's a word back there now." That was the funniest thing to me, man, because teachers could say little subtle shit like that to you to get you right back in your place. You know what I mean? I mean, one time a teacher told me somebody was outside playing their music and they was playing, "It's gonna take a miracle. Oh, it's gonna take a miracle." And I started singing it too. She was like, "Boy, sure it's gonna take a miracle for you not to see summer school." Man, her name was Miss Casey, man. She used to hit me with little jokes like that because I used to get on her nerves all day, every day. So she used to just hit me with little shit like that, you know what I mean? But now you can't say nothing to a kid because a kid could go home and flip it on you, and they little young mama, your little young mother is gonna come back up to the school, or whoever from their family gonna come back up to the school and get on the teacher's ass. So you know what I'm saying? It's a no-win situation. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really care about their kids like that. Long as they can do the whatever they doing at the clubs now, you know what I'm saying? Turn up for the ball. Everybody want to turn up now, so I guess as long as they can turn up, they cool with it. I'm gonna get into some football games. I want to switch it up a little bit. Talk about the football games tomorrow morning. I made a mistake the other day, man. I thought Thursday night the Steelers and the Cowboys played, but that's tomorrow night they play on NBC, and I'm going with the Steelers. And the Cowboys was my team, but I'm not fucking with them like that this year. So Steelers and the Cowboys. I got the Steelers, the Jets and the Vikings. They play tomorrow morning at 9:30 because they over in London. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings tomorrow, man. Tomorrow morning. Carolina and the Bears. I'm gonna go with the Bears, man. I think the Bears. You know, the Bears been taking a brutal beating, and Caleb Williams and that offensive line, man. They've been taking the press around the country is like really on them, man. So as long as that boy over in Washington keep winning, I got him tomorrow. They playing the Browns. I got him winning tomorrow. So long as Jalen keep playing the way he playing, it's gonna be a wrap. So it's gonna be rough. I hope Williams start playing much better, so he can really do better. Denver and the Raiders. I got Denver over the Raiders because they in turmoil over there. They wide receiver don't want to be over there no more. Adams don't want he want to get up out of there. The Seahawks and the Giants. I got the Seahawks beating the Giants because the Giants just not really like that this year. The Dolphins and the Patriots. I think the Patriots got to pull this one off because the Dolphins don't have their quarterback. The 49ers and the Cardinals. I got the 49ers. I got the 49ers beating the Cardinals because the Cardinals even though it's a divisional game, the 49ers is just a better team than the Cardinals, actually, to me, in my opinion. The Packers and the Rams, I got the Rams beating the Packers because they quarterback not all the way back yet. So and the Chiefs and the Saints for Sunday night, to wrap it up on Sunday night. I think the Packers. No. Sunday night is Cowboys and the Steelers. Monday night is the Saints and the Chiefs. So I got the Saints and the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs beating the Saints. All right. Yeah. And the bye week this week is the Lions, the Chargers, the Eagles, and the Titans. So those are the four teams will be off. Tennessee Titans, Philadelphia Eagles, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Detroit Lions. I know y'all scared of them Detroit Lions over there in the Central, the Black and Blue division. Y'all scared of them. They all scared of them Detroit Lions. Another thing I want to talk about, man, adding to my no slander list, I got the two men that was the two black men that really did their thing in the acting world, in the comedy world. One from the acting world, one from the comedy world, slash comedian slash actor was Bernie Mac. I'm adding him to the no slander list, man. You can't really say nothing about Bernie in Chicago, just like you can't say nothing about Derrick Rose in Chicago. You can't say nothing about Michael Jordan in Chicago. You can't say nothing about Harold Washington in Chicago. I'm gonna add John Amos to that list too. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause and you know, Good Times was based in Chicago, and it was in Cabrini Green. So you know what I mean. So everything like my man Raw Figure Digger say, what's his name? Figure Digger, Raw Figure, J Figure, or whatever. He said everything dope about America comes from Chicago. I really do believe that, because even down here in Texas, man, everything I see about Chicago, I always say this is some dope shit. This is really dope. This is some cold shit here. So you know what I mean. I really love Chicago. I'm in Chicago, but I'm down here in a safe mode. I'm working. I'm doing my thing. But I try to tap in with y'all like every night. I can't do it every night though because I had some headaches earlier this week, man. My blood pressure was high. I don't know what the hell was wrong with me. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get off this coffee kick that I've been on for the last 4 or 5 years. So be having bad headaches. You know what I mean? But tonight I'm cool. So that's a good thing. You know what I mean? If your kids going on prom, it's not prom, but homecoming season. Make sure your kids. Make sure you talk to your children about what they doing, man. Make sure they're not doing no edibles. Make sure they're not drinking with nobody. You know what I mean? Because these kids nowadays, they putting different things. They got we just had Rich Homie Quan overdose from the fentanyl, so they can lace these kids pills or whatever they doing with anything. They can put it in their drink, they can put it in their edible or whatever, or in their food they cooking. So you got to watch these children, man. You got to have a talk with your child. You got to have an uncomfortable conversation with your child before you send them on to the homecoming, or before you send them out the house, period, every day. Pray over your child, pray with your child, let them know you love them, let them know ain't nothing out that street gonna love them more than what you gonna love them. You know what I mean? You gotta do that because these things don't happen every day with these children. So that's why they go outside looking for love. You know what I mean? That's why them kids was talking about they got guns. They don't give a fuck about them boys down the street. Talking to my man in the car, and he was only giving them $2 or $3. They were just happy to get $2 or $3. Imagine if you gave a kid a hug and showed them how much you really love them. You know what I mean? Imagine if you read to a kid or taught them how to read. You know, that's one thing I miss about when I was coaching at my old grammar school at Ruggles over there. I went over there and volunteered because I wanted to teach the kids how to play basketball, how to communicate with each other. And I wind up staying over there past the basketball season to the end of the school year. I wound up going to their graduation, and I wound up being over there for 2 years. And I went all the way through. The first year I came in January and stayed to June. The second year I came from September and stayed to June. Volunteer every day, leaving my job, leaving the barbershop, going up there, teaching the kids how to play basketball, learning them something all the time. You know what I mean? And I met some kids. A few of them have passed away. That really crushed me. But you gotta get into these kids, into their minds, and it ain't only the boys, it's the girls too. The girls are, they be a little loose and they be a little promiscuous early. I mean, early. I'm talking about 6th, 7th graders. They early with this. You know what I mean? So you gotta reel them back in, man. You gotta reel these kids back in and let them know what's really out there. You know what I mean? These kids they don't even know what they're doing. But some of the stuff that I seen at an early age for these children, man, it really crushed me. And I used to have to take the ball away from them and take them up to the library. You have to sit them down and talk to them, let them know what was really real and this ain't really real. You know what I mean? And wasn't no fathers. I had 36 kids I was coaching from 5th to 8th grade, and I seen 2 fathers in 2 years. So that really put me in a different place with the youth. You know what I mean? I love 79th Street. I went to Ruggles right on 79th Street. So I used to see these kids, and they needed help. More so after grammar school when they got to high school, and they started having like little riffs with each other. They started talking about he he with these guys, I'm with these guys, and they started beef with each other. You know what I mean? And they used to have to come and talk to me, and it got to be some really they still call me right now to this day. They inbox me, Coach Mike, how you doing? You know what I mean? Why you leave, Coach Mike? Why you go to Texas or whatever? You know what I mean? But them kids, 2 of them passed, and that really crushed me. One of them was helping me cut grass. Me and my boy Jarrell, he was helping us cut grass, and that really crushed us when Kerryon Watson, he was a senior over at High Park, and he graduated, but his structure at home wasn't to what he really needed it to be. Like, he didn't even know he graduated. We sent him on prom. We helped him pick out his clothes and helped him get dressed or whatever, dressed him out, and he had a fight at school, and we made sure. I want to talk to my man over there I seen the disciplinarian over there. I talked to the disciplinarian sent all his work home, made sure he finished all his work, but they didn't get back with him. Big Ralph over there at a High Park and Skyscraper. So he wound up graduating, man, but he didn't go to the graduation because nobody at his home really even cared enough about him just to say, hey, man, are you graduating or whatever? And a girl called him when he was in the car with us. We was cutting grass. I was like, man, why you didn't go to the graduation? And the girl called like 5 minutes later. She was like, man, they just called your name at the graduation. Why you didn't go? He was like, man, I didn't think I was going to graduate. I was like, man. And me and Jarrell felt down about that because this kid was like, he was a good kid. I remember he bought his, he worked so much, he had saved up money to buy his mom a car off Western. And that really was like a big achievement to me. But when I seen the happiness on his mother's face, because she said, look what my baby bought his mama. He bought his mama a car. And his mama had a job, but you know, they had situations in their family where they wasn't allowed to ride in his dad's car. And that really touched me, you know what I mean? So just to know that these kids need love, man. And that wasn't my son, that wasn't my nephew, my little cousin, nothing like that, but I really felt for him, you know what I mean? Just through him being at my old grammar school and playing basketball. And he was like my best player. And that 1 year, that first year I was over there, he was my best player. And the second year, the other guy that I thought was pretty good, he wound up graduating, going over to the school where all the boys go, over there, where they wear the jackets over the old Inglewood. What's the name of that damn school? I think they're closing now. Man, what's the name of that school, man? They like, the principal was from Hales, so they had like the whole Hales type setup. So they used to have to learn a creed and all that shit about the school, but he didn't like that over there. So he wound up, man, the streets wound up getting a hold of him, and he wound up, you know, he doing some time now. You know, he was a good basketball player too. I ain't gonna say his name, but he just had his grandmama at home with him. So he wound up running over her, you know what I mean? So when it's just ladies at home and ain't no man there to really teach you, you know, he wound up hanging out at the Red Line on 79th Street and wound up catching a couple of gun cases, and now he doing some time in jail. So, you know, that's really not a good thing, you know what I mean? But it really hurts me to see the youth go in a bad way like that, you know what I mean? So, you know, if you know me, I love basketball, I love hip hop, I love the youth. I love to really be involved with them, try to show them something different. I work with a young kid now, and he doesn't work. He doesn't have a real worker's mentality like that. But I got to be on him every day about working, being consistent, moving with a purpose, doing things more with intention. Like he really carefree about the way he moved, because he know his father. He said his father passed when he was 6, so he didn't grow up with a man in his life like that. You know what I mean? So, fellas, we really are needed in the community. We really are. If you're 35 and you trying to get a rap career started, please just do some poetry, write that shit down in your pad book, and just say that. Go join church and say that. At the Sunday school, man. Say some poetry with some Bible verses or something, man. Please stop trying to do that to impress the girls. I mean, if you my age, I'm 53. I'll be 54 in about 18 days. So listen, if you my age group, we seen it all. We seen the conscious rap. We seen Luke. We seen LL come through. We seen Run. We've seen it all. We've seen Jay come through, Biggie and Pac get killed. Remember when we were younger, man, the only rapper we seen get killed was Scholar Rock, and we didn't even know who he really was because we didn't have no. That was before UMTV Raps came out, so we just had to read about the shit in the rap pages or Right On magazine or whatever. You know what I mean? And they wasn't really writing about rap like that then in the mid '80s. You know what I'm saying? Because 86, 87, it was all about the R&B singers. So the Right On magazines and the Black Beat magazines, those was about the R&B singers. You know what I'm saying? That was about Michael Jackson. That was about the New Edition. That was about God. That was about, you know what I mean? So they didn't really flip over to the hip hop scene to Rap City came out and Yo MTV Raps and Ed Love and Dr. Dre when they got bigger. As far as the whole country, I think in New York they had another little rap show they used to listen to. they always talk about in different blogs and shit, or different podcasts I listen to. They always talk about, damn, what's the name of that dude? Whatever his name is, I can't think of it right now. But we gotta. It's on us, man. It's on us. And whatever every kid that we losing, man, it's